Free agency is one of the more exciting aspects about any sport that you watch, and it's no different in the world of professional wrestling. Who's leaving WWE and Vince McMahon's nest to go join Tony Khan and AEW? Who's sick of the drama in AEW and wants to give WWE a fair shot now that Vince McMahon isn't in charge anymore? Yeah, right. The news this week revolves around Edge. Edge had his retirement on Friday Night SmackDown, and I use that term loosely, retirement, against Sheamus in Toronto. Edge said it would be the last time that he wrestles in front of a Toronto crowd. Then we get the rumors about when his contract is up, and then we get even more rumor that he's now headed to AEW because WWE declined Edge's request to re-sign him, and everybody in WWE believes he is now AEW bound. His current contract expires at the end of September. He's not going to be at All In. He's not going to be at All Out. He's not going to be at AEW Grand Slam when they hit New York at Arthur Ashe Stadium. So I want you guys to put that to bed right now. He's not showing up. You're not hearing Metalingus in front of 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium. This is coming from Wade Keller of the PW Torch. And he reports that Edge was presented with a WWE contract, and Edge presented WWE what it would take to retain his services, but WWE declined to meet his request. This has sparked belief within WWE that he's probably headed to AEW and knew at that time what AEW could offer him, perhaps based on conversations with other wrestlers there, close friends of his, and about the AEW pay. I'm sure he knows or has an idea at least, what Tony Khan is set to offer him, what's on the table, what's in front of him, what he's more than likely going to be able to do there in AEW. Tony Khan, it's no secret that he's a fan of Edge, and adding Edge to the roster, whether that be a wrestler or in a backstage role as a part of the creative team, which he has worked in WWE before, it would be of a great value in any aspect to Tony Khan. Edge also has friends in AEW. Renee Paquette mentioned him, and we'll get to that in a second. Christian Cage, as you guys know, his real-life best friend, FTR, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, some of which the Hardys and FTR have already lobbied for Edge to join AEW, and they've kind of coded it in a way on Twitter where they are now saying, if you didn't think it would happen before, the realism and the possibility of it, the reality of it now is greater than it ever was. So they want you to know that there is a huge possibility of all this happening. Now, the discourse online has since shifted, potentially making, Edge the newest addition to AEW, to join Christian Cage, to join FTR. And right now, Christian's having a renaissance in his career. FTR is the tag team champions. And on a recent episode of Busted Open Radio, former rival of Edge, Bully Ray, admitted that while Edge may have the financial incentive to sign with AEW, he may remain loyal to WWE, the only major promotion he's ever worked in professional wrestling. He says this, and I quote, so insight from Bully Ray here. If this is Edge's last match in WWE, if his contract is expiring, if he is done, do you think Tony Khan has the money to lure Edge over to AEW? Without a doubt. There could be one hell of a bidding war. I would be really shocked if a homegrown WWE talent in Edge, WWE is just not going to let this guy go. So many people are begging this guy to make the jump over to AEW. Personally, I don't think that's the right fit. I think Edge is one of those guys that should either, not make this decision or just stay a WWE lifer. It's basically what he's saying. Renee Paquette was a recent guest on a pro wrestling podcast, and she was asked about the possibility of Edge jumping ship to AEW. Paquette admitted that she had goosebumps with the news making the rounds. It gives me goosebumps, like the idea of that happening, not only just as a Canadian and as a kid growing up watching Edge in WWE and watching his career, but to get to know him as a human, to get to know him and his wife, Beth, are just incredible. like top-notch, world-class human beings. To be able to watch him and wrap up his last match in Toronto, what a storybook ending for him it was. If he were to come over to AEW, I will shit my pants. Like I will die. To imagine that, honestly, even from the second that we got Christian Cage in AEW, and knowing that he was making this incredible return to the ring after being gone for 7 years. So to imagine the two of them reuniting and having this one last hurrah, that is a wrestling fan's dream. End quote. Now, before anybody gets their fucking panties in a bunch and they start complaining in the comments, oh, JD clickbaited us. Don't worry. Don't worry. All of this has been, at least for now, but we don't really know for sure. A lot of this has been debunked. But I will say this before we get to the debunking part. I cannot see WWE just flat out denying Edge and whatever request that man has. I mean, that's just ludicrous to even think about. Edge is a once-in-a-lifetime performer. WWE doesn't want anybody like that who's going to bring some notoriety and major impact to a rival promotion to just immediately jump ship after a contract is over and go to AEW. WWE will do anything to stop that from happening for AEW. They will stop whatever positive this will bring AEW. They do not want someone like him going over there, but it's up to him. It's not up to Vince. It's not up to Triple H. It's not up to Bruce Pritchard. It's not up to the company. They're not going to say anything to change his mind. This is Edge's decision and his decision alone. He's going to make the best decision for him. He's going to make the best decision for his family. He's going to make the best decision on what is his career right now. Is he loyal to WWE? Yes, he is loyal to WWE. We know that based on the first time he was about to come out of retirement after 9 years. AEW wanted to sign him then. He wanted to wrestle after 9 years. Tony Khan made him a very lucrative offer. Edge, Adam Copeland took that, went back to Vince McMahon and said, hey, Vince, these guys are offering me a deal. I'm thinking about taking it. I want to get back in the ring. Vince said, fuck that. You ain't wrestling for anybody but us. You want to come back? You're going to do it for me. What do you want? And a deal was done. Reportedly 3 years at $3 million a year. Look at his career. The man has done it all. The man has won world championships. The man has had some of the most iconic moments in the history of the business. The man has one of the most iconic theme songs of all time. The man is a Hall of Famer. The man is in the top, I don't know, depending on who you talk to. Easily, I'm going to just be generous here. I'm going to say top 20, top 30 maybe of all time. He's in my top 10 because he's one of my personal favorites. It's going to vary and depend on what you guys think is top 10, top 20, top 30, and where he ranks as far as your favorite of all time. I mean, the man has done it all. What does he realistically need to do else in the world of pro wrestling? The rumor was that he wanted to retire. The rumor was that he wanted to go away, spend time with his family, be home, retire in front of his friends and family in Toronto, and call it a day. I knew that wasn't his retirement. Edge is going to need, and Edge is going to want something a little bit better, something bigger. Now, I don't want to say better because to him, Toronto, that retirement on SmackDown was probably perfect. That's probably the way he would want to go out. But the reason I say that is because it wasn't really advertised. It wasn't really, hey, this is Edge's retirement. This is the last time you're going to see him. WWE didn't give off the vibe of this is the last time you're going to see Edge. He just simply stated that this is the last time he's going to wrestle in front of the Toronto crowd. He doesn't want to reduplicate that moment and create that moment, the way that they did it on Friday night. To him, that was special. They gave him the whole show. But what else is there for that man to do in WWE? I mean, the door is open for an AEW run. It is there. Christian, FTR, Kenny Omega, MJF. I mean, the list goes on and on. You guys know what that man is capable of. But all we heard for the last 2 weeks is that this man wants to retire. This man wants to go home. Clearly, if he is negotiating a deal with WWE, clearly he still wants to wrestle. Clearly, his body is telling him that I can go another year, another 2 years. I can squeeze out another 2 years on the schedule that I've been given. I can still do it. But realistically, I want you fans to think, what is this man going to do if he goes back to WWE? He's done it all. And I've talked about this already on multiple different platforms. What is Edge going to do in WWE? We've seen him do everything under this current run. He's wrestled Randy Orton. He started a stable. He basically created Judgment Day. He worked in WWE Creative. He wrestled at WrestleMania in the main event against Roman Reigns and Bryan Danielson. The only thing that I would want to see out of Edge in WWE is a match with Gunther, or a match with Bray Wyatt potentially, a match with Brock Lesnar, another match with Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is probably one of the bigger names I'd like to see him in the ring with. Brock Lesnar potentially at a WrestleMania. There isn't much for Edge to do as far as championships and achieving more accolades in the company. It would simply be, who's on my bucket list of wrestlers that I want to go out there and step in the ring with? Meanwhile, AEW can match the offer. AEW probably is going to give Edge the same type of treatment that WWE has. And you can't deny that AEW hasn't treated their legends better than anybody. They would treat Edge like Sting. Edge would not have a full-time schedule. Edge wouldn't even have a fucking part-time schedule. It would be whatever is below part-time. He's going to be a special attraction. He's going to have big-time matches. They're going to call him out for the big pay-per-views. He's not going to wrestle rarely ever on Dynamite or Collision. I mean, they are going to take care of him. The list of opponents on AEW side is far greater than whatever WWE can offer him. The money is going to be matched no matter what from AEW compared to what WWE has offered him. But that is where the aspect of, well, I don't know if he's going to stay, and I don't know if he's going to leave, if he's going to join. The money is the part that is going to hold him up. And the money is because the WWE merger with Endeavor is happening in September, right around the same time that Edge's contract comes to an end at the end of September. Is Endeavor, who's looking to cut budget, who's looking to shed some payroll and save some money and penny pinch, which is the usual case when, companies are sold or there's mergers. They're already looking to cut departments from WWE and fire a whole slew of people because they don't need WWE, who's going to have the same type of departments that Endeavor has when Endeavor can use their people to run WWE's departments. There's already doom and gloom happening within the WWE Titan Tower headquarters. People are already looking for new jobs. People are already afraid that when this deal is announced as official, jobs will be slashed. Is Endeavor going to want to pay someone like Edge at his age to remain with the company under the same terms and agreements that Vince gave him 3 years ago? I don't know. If I was a betting man, I'd say no. I don't think Endeavor's going to be handing out $3 million contracts. That's not Vince McMahon's forte anymore. He doesn't make those decisions. He's not the boss. Ari Emanuel will be the boss at the end of September when this deal is official. He's going to be the one to give out contracts, and he's going to be the one to dictate how much someone's going to be making. And that's going to be a problem as it goes down the line from the very top with Roman Reigns down to the Edge situation to everybody else. So it's either cash or creative. But mostly in this situation, it's cash. Because realistically, I want you guys to think about it. What does WWE have or don't have that they would deny Edge? What do you got that, is not enticing? Well, I don't really get why you would deny someone like that, number one. Number two, whatever you got that he wants, why would you deny someone like him? What did he ask for? Did he ask for money? Probably wants his contract to be matched from the last 3 years. He doesn't want to take a down pay, right? He doesn't want to be downgraded. He don't want to be demoted. He wants to make the same amount of money. But whatever you have that he asked for, what are you saying no to? I mean, did he demand, I got to be the one to beat Roman Reigns? I want to be the one to beat Gunther. I want to be a multi-time champion in this next run. No. I don't think Adam Copeland is the type of guy to ask for something like that. I think Adam Copeland is the type of guy that knows where his career sits, and that's not going to really happen at this stage of his life. He just wants to be happy. He just wants to be happy with what he's doing. Adam Copeland is the type of guy, from what I see, that wants to be happy doing what he's doing, and he wants it to make an impact. Championships and all this other shit, social media fame, he don't give a fuck about this. He doesn't. So whatever WWE has that he asked for, what is it that WWE said flat out, no, we can't give it to you? It's got to be either the cash or it's the creative. And in this point, in this situation, it's the cash part of it. So I just can't see WWE letting someone like that go. I can't. And before I wrap up, that's my opinion. That's my thought on this situation. Do I think the creative side is better over in AEW? Absolutely. Absolutely. But the cash is not really a big deal anymore, because whatever WWE offered, Tony Khan is going to match. And whatever Tony Khan offers, it could be a situation where Tony Khan overpays for Edge and he uses AEW as leverage because he wants to stay with WWE, but knowing WWE is not going to be able to match, Edge is going to take the money. He wants to be happy. Money makes the world go round. Money makes everybody happy. And he wants to be paid at this stage of his career for giving his body when he shouldn't have to. He wants to be paid according to where he is in life. And after 9 years plus 3 years back, he wants to be paid according to how he feels and how his body feels. And you can't blame him for that. You can't blame him for that. He's a major name. He's going to be a major star attraction for them. He's going to make a major impact for them. It's going to be a big deal with someone like that who's been a WWE lifer to jump ship to the enemy team to play for them. That's a big deal. And he knows that with that comes a price and comes at a cost. But I think his career is better suited, whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years, with AEW. I genuinely think he wants to wrap things up with Christian and end alongside Christian Cage. They started together and they will end together. It just makes for a great story. It really does. But the loyalty, I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody's loyal, and everybody's loyal to an extent. I'm an Atlanta Braves guy. Seriously, I'll end with this. I'm an Atlanta Braves guy, and when you saw Tom Glavine, who you thought was going to be a Brave for life, jump to the New York Mets, from that moment on, loyalty went out the window for me. Everybody's loyal up until a point. Everybody's loyal up until they got that big fucking price tag looming in front of them. It's really a test for how loyal you really are. But Edge posted on social media today. I'll leave you guys with this. He addressed the rumors in his own way. He talked about the speculation of him going to AEW, and he basically shit on all of the dirt sheets who reported on Wednesday that WWE flat out denied his request. It's all bullshit. I knew it was because I tweeted about it yesterday afternoon when the news broke, and I knew WWE would not let him walk that easy. Edge, in this clip, says that WWE has a contract extension waiting for him in his email. It's up to him to decide what he wants to do, and he's going to take time to think about this next stage of his life. I'll leave you guys with this. Thank you guys so very much for joining me here on OTS. As you see this, I'll be in the air flying to London. I'll have more content out during the week. I don't know what we'll be getting into. It's going to be difficult to get some content up while I'm there. But regardless, make sure you guys keep it tuned in to the YouTube channel and on social media. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. And please hit that thumbs up on your way out. And follow me on social media at JD from NY206 on Twitter and all appropriate platforms. Thank you guys for the support. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I'll leave you guys with this Twitter clip of Edge talking about the rumors and debunking them on his social media. I'll see you guys later.
Morning, everybody. That's how I look in the morning. It's not pretty, but need my coffee for this. So I woke up to a bunch of voicemails, texts, and everything from actual friends and family, wondering what's going on and concerned and blah, blah, blah. So I just figured I better address it. There's nothing going on. There's no hard feelings between me and WWE. I love WWE. It's my dream gig. It's all I ever wanted to do. And I didn't come at them with some crazy contract or anything, and they didn't deny me. I have a contract extension sitting in my inbox. I just don't know what to do. The first time I had to retire, it was forced, and this time the choice is in my lap, and it's a lot harder. WWE gave me that night, Friday night in Toronto, and it was the best night of my career. A lot of people will say you should retire at WrestleMania or this or that, but it's not their career. That Friday night was really special for me, and I don't know if that can be topped, to be perfectly honest. And if we think we can, then great. But I need to sit with it and just know that whatever it is that I do, whether it's Percy Jackson, which is coming up soon, or it's wrestling, or it's sitting in my rocking chair, it's because I'm having fun, and having fun at this stage of my life and raising my kids are the two most important things. So hope that clears stuff up. I'm going to go back to my coffee. See ya.